You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for your expanded local news. Several members of the Taylorville community were honored at Monday night's City Council meeting. Taylorville Fire Chief Matt Aderman, Larry Berry, and Shauna Withrow were all honored for various awards. Chief Aderman was named the 2025 First Responder of the Year by the Optimist Club. Larry Berry was honored as the FFA Alumni of the Year for 2025. Shauna Withrow was also honored by Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry, who named November 5th as Shauna Ortman Day. Trevor Wagahoff took the oath of office for the position of Home and Building Officer for the city. Chief Aderman says he's honored to be recognized as the 2025 First Responder of the Year.
Well, it's very nice because it's voted on by the peers of the county fire departments. So, I was selected from each department selected a member to be nominated, and then the group voted on it unanimously. The group voted on it through the Mavis division, and that's how I was selected. So,
anybody else you want to thank?
Mayor, obviously, the Optimist Club for putting on the first responder dinner. It's great from them. They do great stuff for the community, and they do the one for the police officers, I believe, in the springtime. Now they do the first responders in fall. And obviously the Berry family did a lot with that organization, too, to make that happen for all of us.
Under ordinance, several business district agreements were approved, including agreements with the city of Taylorville and Lindsay E. Reese at 200 West Market Street, David Brummer at 137 East Main Cross Street, the Taylorville Public Library at 121 West Vine Street, and Austin Willauer at 104 West Poplar Street. A motion to approve a special events permit for the 4K Jingle Bell Run on November 30th was approved. A motion to approve a computer for the Heights Lift Station was also approved. Under committee reports, a motion to sign the amended contract with Waste Management as proposed and waive the bidding process failed 1-6, with only Alderman Larry Budd voting yes. Alderman Steve Dorchinez says it was a 5-year deal with a huge increase in cost.
Most of you know this was presented by Waste Management at a committee meeting, and they proposed a 5-year agreement each year with a 5% increase over and above the previous year. Just for your information, the latest 12-month period of time that we have, we've spent $57,049 with Waste Management in the last 12 months. If we would, extrapolating that out to the next 5 years, if we would accept their proposal, the 5-year period of time, we would be spending $330,991 over the next 5 years. In my opinion, that's an extravagant amount of money for waste disposal, and I believe that should be bid out so that any and all vendors can have a chance at that. $330,991 over the next 5 years if we accepted the proposal of Waste Management.
In other street and sewer reports, the council approved multiple paving orders for the Taylorville Food Center and for work at the lift station pump. Mayor Bruce Berry says they are working on multiple projects, including West Main Cross and at the marina.
Mayor report. Congratulations to the 3 people we honored tonight. I love the look of our square, and the surrounding buildings are starting to take on a great look. The Taylorville Food Center project is winding down. We are working through issues with the state historic preservation on the West Adams project, the Safe Sidewalks to School grant. We will soon begin work on West Main Cross, along with doing preliminary work out at the marina. Thank you.
The next Taylorville City Council meeting is set for November 17th of 2025. Taylorville families with young children will have the opportunity to pick up fun, valuable reading materials ahead of the upcoming school vacations. It's happening at the Title I drive-through night on Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. at North Elementary School. Title I is a federally funded program intended to help kids who are behind grade level reading get back on track. The drive-through night is a way not only to get books in kids' hands, but it's also to encourage parents to get involved in their kids' learning and their progress. Angel Brown, Christine Crane, and T.R. Thomason are among the Title I educators at Taylorville's elementary schools. They say the event will provide books along with other reading-based activities and supplies.
People can drive through. We have little goodie bags. There's a book. There's some reading activities, some other fun things in there, just to spur on the reading, especially with the events coming up where kids will have time off during Thanksgiving and their Christmas breaks, and to provide a little reading items to help kids interact with their parents or interact with siblings at home.
You have to be a kindergarten through fourth grade student here in Taylorville. And I think that's really about it.
It's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Well, you have to have the parent bring you through in a car.
So we themed it based on fall and Thanksgiving, being thankful. There's a few little art projects. We have a bookmark, a few snacks, and a wonderful little book for all the students to read.
Wednesday's event is one of the two that the school district regularly holds as part of the Title I program. The other one takes place in the spring, and that event itself is more interactive for the students. This is just for the fun of it.
Typically, that's one that people show up to. It sometimes is a sit-down event. It's sometimes one that there might be centers that parents go to for different activities. That one is usually in the spring. Getting so close to Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of those activities, we wanted something easy for parents to do that wouldn't take too much out of their time, especially with all the sports going on at the moment too. So this way, we still have a family event, but it doesn't take too much time out. And then in the spring, we have one that is more interactive.
And as for how students are referred to the Title I reading program, the schools test students in various ways. They include how well the student reads the words out loud and how well they actually comprehend the content.
We also test at the beginning of the year to see how fluent their reading is at that point in time. And then we find the ones that might be struggling a little bit and then start pulling them.
Okay. Is that something that, hey, here's a book. We know it's this grade level and read it aloud and let's just see where you're at. Is that basically how that would go? Or is that a little more in-depth process?
At the second, third, and fourth grade levels, they do actually read passages, and their lexile is given. And lexile would just tell us what grade level that they are at currently, and how they answer questions to a passage. Not just how many words can they read, but also how can they answer questions that they've read. So we judge that. We look at those scores. We look at vocabulary type scores. We look at decoding. It's a whole package that we have to look at. And we also take teacher input as well.
The Title I educators use an approach known as authentic learning. This means students are taught to apply what they read to the real world. The goal is to show them why reading skills are important. Parents play a key role in facilitating the authentic learning outside of the classroom.
It helps the kids understand that there's a connection. We don't only do this inside our classroom. It's stuff that you're going to need to use the grocery store, to go into any kind of building, to read signs. So there is a rationale behind all of this. It's not just a free giveaway. It's to connect learning from school to home. And the theory is, behind all of this is called authentic learning, where you connect the outside world into what we're doing in the classroom to make it a more real experience for the students.
Yes, getting parents involved is crucial to any child's education. Reading is the most important thing that they can learn, and we need the parents' backing for this. We can only do so much in the time that we're given in our day, and we try our very hardest, but it does help at home as well.
More information on the Title I reading program is available at isbe.net or isbe.net. More information on Taylorville CUSD number 3 is available at tcusd3.org. Angela Brown, Christine Crane, and T.R. Thomason appeared as guests on the WTIM morning show as part of our monthly Taylorville Schools Good News segment. The Christian County Health Department and the Taylorville Public Library are teaming up to host a family mental health night on Wednesday, November 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. The free, family-friendly event is designed to encourage open conversations about mental wellness and provide practical tools to support emotional health for all ages. Attendees will have the chance to take part in hands-on activities and hear from Peyton Langen, a mental health case manager with the Christian County Health Department. Langen will discuss common mental health conditions, resilience, stress management, healthy communication, and the effects of screen time and social media. The presentation will conclude with an open question and answer session. Activities will include a mindful coloring station, a do-it-yourself stress ball station, a mindful craft kit for kids, and a resource bulletin board where visitors can share kind and encouraging messages. Talking about mental wellness is something that benefits the whole family, says Langen, and this event creates a welcoming space to learn, express creativity, and build connections that strengthen mental health for everyone. The event is free and open to the public, and no registration is required. More information is available by contacting the Christian County Health Department at 217-824-4113 or by visiting the Taylorville Public Library Facebook page. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by First National Bank of Taylorville.
Holidays will be here before you know it, and you always need more money to take care of all the gifts Santa is giving. Mackenzie Vaudry here, Universal Banker at First National Bank in Taylorville. We have several loan products from our home equity line of credit to consumer loans and even a Christmas club account to take care of Santa next year. Stop by and visit with me, Mackenzie, for the money you need this holiday season. First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time for 70 years, member FDIC equal housing lender.
Lincoln Land Community College is now halfway through their fall semester. Both current and prospective students can begin to look ahead to the spring term and plan for what classes that they might take. Meanwhile, the college is launching an effort to reach youngsters well before they begin to plan for post-secondary education. The aim is to show them what such an education is like and to answer their questions, some of which may seem obvious to those already studying at that level. Course registration for the spring semester opened up on October 15th. Elizabeth Fines Workman, director of Lincoln Land Community College's Taylorville campus, says prospective students can call the college to make an appointment with their advisor.
So if you are one of those folks that wants to register, just all you have to do is just call Lincoln Land Taylorville's phone number, and they will set up an appointment with me. Or you can look, if you're already a student, you can look on your Logger Central to find out what kind of different classes are available. And yeah, I've had quite a few students already stop by, so I'm jazzed about that for sure. Yeah, so on Taylorville's campus, if you are in my district, I am your student success advisor. So I will be able to help you pick your classes, register for your classes. Students can also, Grayson, they can register themselves now. So they can get online and register themselves. But I always suggest students come, stop by, see me. I do have candy in my office, right? Always a plus. And we kind of discuss what sort of classes they want to take, what they want to do. So yeah, that's been a really fun experience too so far.
Fines Workman is beginning a new series of events called College Experience. This initiative looks to show 8th graders what a day in the life of a college student is actually like. The Taylorville campus is working with junior high schools in its vicinity to bring their students in. Fine Workman's message to them: this could be you in a few years.
We'll do student-led campus tours, which it does help, Grayson, that I'm still teaching, because then my students that I have in class, I can kind of persuade them to help me with other things at Lincoln Land, right?
Well, it doesn't hurt that you're also a speech instructor,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, that part doesn't hurt probably.
Absolutely. So I have a few students who have already I've asked them, they're like, absolutely, I'd love to help you out. So that'll be awesome for them. And they're super jazz students too. So that's great. And then we're going to do different mini lectures and some interactive activities. So I will be honest, Grayson, obviously this is my baby, right? Like, I want to have a mini lecture for public speaking. However, I do know, I am aware that public speaking is not the best thing for everyone. So I've told my staff's like, Elizabeth, you may want to think about bringing someone in that teaches something a little more fun. And I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Right. But we're going to bring in fun people, right?
Instructors from a variety of departments at both the Taylorville and Springfield campuses will be on hand to show students their fields of study, including some hands-on activities.
I'm still going to be able to do some stuff, some different little activities, but we're going to bring in the nursing instructor in Taylorville has graciously volunteered. She's going to show them how to use a pulse ox, different things like that. She has a whole host of ideas. Hopefully we can get some folks from main campus to come down, do some agriculture things, maybe a truck driver. We have a great truck drivers classes up there. You can get your CDL and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of the first part of the day, right?
Following that, a
we're
panel of
planning
current
on.
LLCC students will speak to answer the questions that the 8th graders have. Fines Workman is prepared for questions regarding everything from degrees to even food.
So if any 8th grade students have any questions, I remember Grayson, well, I barely remember, but I kind of remember when I was in 8th grade, right? I didn't understand really what college was all about truly, right? I don't know if you were.
I didn't even know what to expect from high school, so
Right.
let alone college. So yeah.
Same. So I think that this portion specifically will really be able to help students kind of figure out, and not just about Lincoln Land, right? And college in general. What's an associate's degree? What's a community college versus a 4-year college, right? Any of these questions that they may have, even if it's, do we get served lunch at college, right? Because I've had a few students ask me that, and I'm like, no,
Not quite. No.
but I wish, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the student panel Q&A, I'm actually going to have the 8th grade students every student write out a question, right? So that it's not this awkward, raise your hand if you have a question.
Yeah. More information on Lincoln Land Community College is available at llcc.edu. Elizabeth Fines Workman appeared as a guest on the WTIM morning show. Ag groups continue to offer reactions to China's renewed commitment to the purchase of U.S. soybeans. Illinois Farm Bureau President Brian Duncan was asked about last week's announcement and had this to say. Consistent purchases and reliable market access with China continue to be key talking points for ag groups across the country. Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
When it comes to organizing your life, Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville has some words of advice. Consider pre-planning your funeral. The death of a loved one can be a traumatic event in people's lives, and you can spare your family the burden of planning a funeral when they are grieving. Sutton Memorial Home knows that establishing a pre-arrangement assures that important decisions and your personal selection are made in advance and spares your family an additional burden at their time of loss. Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Caring is what they do best.
90-year-old Connie Sue Phillips Bingham Stewart of Powder Springs, Georgia, formerly of Morrisonville, died on March 6th. A combination graveside service with Glenn Stewart Jr. will be on November 13th at 11 a.m. at Morrisonville Cemetery with veterans honors and Masonic rites. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Asali Funeral Home in Morrisonville. 59-year-old Eric Lynn Hall of Tantotown, Arkansas, formerly of Taylorville, died on October 29th. Cremation rights have been accorded, and an open house will be on November 8th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the KC Columbus Hall in Springfield. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Backstrom Piatti Funeral Home in Springdale, Arkansas. 88-year-old Nellie Fleming of Rochester died on October 21st. Visitation is November 13th from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be November 13th at 11 a.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 63-year-old Rhonda Corbin of Morrisonville died on October 23rd. A celebration of life will be on November 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Morrisonville American Legion in Morrisonville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.